Alright, short little update. Got all the tanks stacked right now. Got 20 longs, 20 highs, 55s, 20 longs, 10s, a 30, and I believe I can't talk. 115 gallon. Sorry about that. 125 and the 180. So the 180, the brace, the bottom and the top brace both need to be replaced. Luckily, when I got it from the dude, he had a brand new brace, which is right here, that he had bought. And I'll be getting another one to replace the top. Right now I'm working on the bottom. I took the brace off. I went around the entire top, all the way around on the top part of the bottom. I removed all the silicone. So you can see, here's silicone on the edge. I haven't gotten to this. And I got every little bit. That's on the inside right there. Not the outside here. Got all that. I'm gonna stop for tonight. It's getting pretty late. And then I got this edge right here. I got all this. I can feel a little bit, so tomorrow or next couple days I will go back in and just do little touch-ups. You can see all the scrape marks, probably fingerprints. But this thing is nice. There's a little bit of damage here. It's not too bad. It didn't actually crack or anything all the way on the panel. So I don't think it's that big of a deal. The silicone on the inside looks good. All I gotta do is, once I get all this silicone off of the bottom here, get this nice and cleaned up with rubbing alcohol, and then silicone the brace back onto here. Hopefully in the next couple days I'll be putting the brace on, and then what I'm going to do is flip the 180 to how the tank would normally look, like that. The bottom on the bottom. Lay it flat on the ground, that way the pressure pushes the silicone into all the little crevices that it needs to go into, and wait 24, 48 hours or so. I think the next step will be to find where I could get another brace and then do the same thing to the top, because there won't be a point of actually drilling this tank or start building the stand and putting it on there if I have to replace that one as well. And I might as well clean the whole thing after I replace the top brace. So that's where I'm at right now. Once I get done with this, I will then begin to start drilling. Now I'll do another video all about that. It's basically this 180. Let's use our imagination. 180 will flow. It'll have overflows, and they'll flow out into the 125, which will be slightly lower. That will also have drain holes in it up towards the top there, and those will drain down into a 55. Now I'm gonna have 155 be all mechanical. It's gonna be its individual sump, but it's gonna be all mechanical, so it'll be different coarseness of sponges going throughout the whole thing, and probably polishing pads, probably even carbon. So that's a lot of mechanical filtration. Then that, excuse me, so 180, 125, 55 below that just slightly, and then I'll have another 55, which will be all biological media, as well as a heater if I'm going to put a heater in there, but it'll have the pump in there. And the second 55 is going to be all biological. So I'm gonna have two 55 gallons, so 110 gallons total. of filtration. Basically a sump that is split into two, I guess you could say. But they're connected because one's going to overflow into the other. The other's going to pump water back up into the 180. So yeah, here's, well, you're not going to see all the tanks, but you can see there's quite a bit. Lots of drilling to do, lots of plumbing to do. Excuse me. So, oh, and the 180, the 125, 255s are, well, clearly the 180 and the 125 won't be touching the ground. They're going to go on their own individual racks, 180 and a 55 below it, 125, 55 below it. The 55s won't be touching the ground. I'm still going to need to do some measurements, but they're basically going to be individual stands, and they're just going to work together. I want to be able to get underneath there, and in case I have to replace sponges or if just something goes wrong. So I might put panels on the outside with magnets on it, or I might just leave it wide open. I don't know yet. But then my plan is on this wall over here, I'm going to have two 55s on the top, and then underneath the 55s, the tanks will be coming from the wall outward, so you'll be looking into them like this, pretty much, on one of the side panels. So I'll have 8 20 gallons, and then 8 20 gallons. So 2 55s, 8 20 gallons, 8 20 gallons. Or I might do 2 55s, 8 10s, 8 20s. I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to figure all that out. But it's going to be like a staircase. And then all that will run off of 1 or 2 55s as well. So that's going to be my breeding rack for angels. The 180, the 125 is going to be my grow outs for angels. Eventually, if I could get those two discus, Liam and Luna, if I could get them to spawn and be successful with it. I heard you need RO water specifically, but I don't know how true that is exactly. I guess just have to experiment. Excuse me, it's a little cold out here, so I'm sniffling. I've got the Venezuelan orange quarries. If you don't know, I got about, I don't know, 150 up to 250, maybe even 300 fry right now. So they'll all be grown out in the 20s once I get them set up. Basically, the 255s, depending how many pairs I get out of those angels, I got 10 of them. I might split the 55 in half and do a pair here, pair here, pair here, pair there. So it'd be 4 pairs going across, and then grow outs all the way to the bottom. And then, of course, your bigger grow outs here so they can get bigger than like a $50 size before I sell them. Or if somebody wants some that are smaller than that, then they can get them at that point too. Quarter size is about the smallest I would probably go for selling. Let's see, is there anything else? Oh, discus. Discus, I want them to have their own 55 gallon as well. It's pretty large, I think, for, well, some people might think that's a little too big for a breeder, but I don't know. If I can't get them to spawn here and breed because of the water, I'm not hooking up a RO system here at the apartment, so they'll just have to wait. Basically, they'll just be my pet for now until I'm able to get my own building somewhere and then do what I want. If they do spawn, then they'll have a 55 and however many babies they got. So that's a whole nother thing though. This whole garage is going to be heated. The discus are obviously going to need warmer water. So I'm going to be running their tank with a heater in there. The rest of them are not going to have a heater. I might need to with this setup with the 125 and 180. We'll see. But Yeah, then the Venezuela's orange Corys, I don't know. I got all these tanks. I got time to figure this out, so they might go in their own tank. Maybe a 40 breeder that I got inside that the discus are in now. But I'm going to build the colony up from 6 to around 30 of them. The 6 I have right now are fry. Well, they're not fry no more, but they're adults now. They are almost 1 year old, so in June, this coming June, they will be about 1 year old. They're my first generation Venezuela's orange Corys. And now I got gen number 2 going inside in that 20 long that I've showed on previous videos. So I want to introduce new blood into the line. That way I don't start getting defects and whatnot, and bad genes or anything like that going. Well, they don't have bad genes. I just don't want birth defects going on and have weaken the genes, basically. I don't want to start weakening it. I want to strengthen it. So, oh, bamboo shrimp. Those guys I'll be experimenting with more and more and more as time goes on. For now, they're just going to be a pet. One of my females in there, she's been buried 3 times now. I've successfully hatched the eggs. I have not successfully raised the larva into shrimplets into full-grown adults yet. So that's one other thing that I'm going to be experimenting with eventually. I don't know about in here exactly. We'll have to see. Because in order for me to do all this, especially with the shrimp, that's a whole nother system on its own. Not only just housing them, but raising the larva into shrimplets and then timing it right to move the shrimplets into a freshwater tank from brackish water. So I may not do that in here. May not do the discus here. I got plenty of room in here, I think, but I only have 1 outlet. So I don't want to blow fuse constantly. So I'm going to stick with Angels, Corys right now. Use whatever money I could get from that. And my job I'm working at. Save. And go buy a building somewhere, property or something. We'll figure that out down the line. But it's getting late now, so I'm going to go inside and go to bed. So you have a good rest of your night. Have a good day, wherever you are. And we'll see you on the next one.